What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm bringing back the NFL, man. I haven't been talking much about the NFL at all, even throughout the playoffs and things like that. But I got something that I'm pretty passionate about, and I want to get into it now. Yes, the Super Bowl is right around the corner. Just to let y'all know, I do hope the Rams pull it off. I just want the Rams to pull it off. But I wouldn't be completely upset if the Patriots won. I'd be happy for Tom Brady. You know, that guy, in my opinion, is the GOAT. But anyway, what brings me here to talk about the NFL is the first thing I want to acknowledge is that the Saints did not lose against the Rams because of that flag call. Yes, I understand. I completely understand. It was a horrible no call. It was obviously a flag. Anybody who's seen it or heard about the play, if you see the guy went up to catch the ball, he didn't even get close to grabbing or touching the ball. He just got smacked out the air, like nailed. And it was a helmet-to-helmet contact. So, yes, it was a blatant missed call. And the reason why I say you cannot say that the Saints lost that game strictly because of that is because, as I was told the entire time I've played sports, I've won in sports and I've lost, is that it's something that they could have done better earlier in the game. I'm sure you probably hate to hear it right now, especially considering that the season is over. But to bring it up, it's something that the Saints could have done better earlier in that game against the Rams to make sure they weren't in the situation where they needed to catch the ball or they needed to depend on that flag call that was missed. Yeah, I'm admitting it was missed. But it was something they could have did earlier in the game that could have put them in a much comfortable situation. So you can't really blame it all on one call that didn't go your way. Yes, it was a huge missed call and it could have changed the game a little bit. And I think everybody who watched that game knows that, whether you were going for the Rams or whether you was going for the Saints. But that you can't just blame that reasoning for the loss of the Saints, because a lot of things happened over and over during that game. It was 3 other quarters of football where both teams was playing that somebody could have did something better or made a better play, made a better effort, anything could have happened. But to bring it down solely on that play, I don't think that's right. Now, the main question is, should flags be reviewable or should plays be reviewable for flags? To that answer, no, it should not be reviewable. I don't know if you watch 4 football games back to back, but it would honestly probably take about 2 days if every single flag was reviewable or every missed call was reviewable and the referees had to gather together and look at the play, go to the monitors and discuss whether it's a flag or not. The football game would just take forever. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine. One game already takes about 3 hours. That's with commercial breaks, timeouts, things like that, and play calls, touchdown reviews, things like it takes about three minutes just for them to review a touchdown that's obvious to most people. But they want to make sure that it's right, of course. But it takes just about 3 minutes, and it's like, okay, it's clearly he's in the end zone. So I don't see why you need to review that even more. But for them to feel like, or for people to suggest that every play should be or every flag should be reviewable, you know how many different flag calls it is in the NFL, man? It's a lot of different flag calls in the league. So an offsides, a simple flag like an offsides, you got to review it. That's doing a lot. That is doing so much. A holding call, you got to review it. That's another 2 minutes, another minute and a half. And yeah, I get you want to make sure that each player is going to work. But to be quite honest, regardless of whether they view flags or review flags or not, the referees will still miss calls. That's what they do. Think about it. It's been plenty of times people have said this is a catch and they've ruled it as an incomplete pass. Or it's been vice versa. They've ruled it as an incomplete pass when they said when clearly he caught the ball. So either way, they're going to find a way, not maybe to purposely do it. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but at some point, there's going to be some kind of disagreement whether they review the flag or not. Even if they review it, it can still go the other way. But in that case of that late hit or that bad non-call in the Rams and Saints, yeah, of course, that for plays like that, it can be beneficial. It can be very beneficial. But if they want it, it's no telling what they might agree upon and eventually decide whether something is a flag or not. And then it'd be the whole situation of throwing a flag out there and picking it up. And we know that's not right at all. And for your team, if you going for a team and say a flag is a bailout in your case, or you watching the game, 4th down, they go for it and they don't get it, but it's a flag. You have a little bit of hope. You like, okay, hopefully the defense did something where we can keep the ball in our hands to win this game. You take away that option. Because now they're going to review it and review it and review it for about, it's no telling how long it's going to take for them to review that play. But after they're done reviewing it, it can still go either way. It doesn't clarify everything of missed calls and things like that. Yeah, you can review it as much as you want, but at the end of the day, they have to decide whether it's a flag or not. And I think it's just better. I think it's just way better if you just keep it how it is, and hey, it's gonna be missed calls regardless. Just have them throw a flag when they feel like it's there. But if they don't, then hey, oh well. Now maybe not challenge every flag or review every flag that's thrown if it's like an offsides or something like that, or even blatant missed calls. Yeah, those can be challenged or reviewed, but other than that, that's the most I can see. But then that would still take a long time for a single game, man. That's just a long time. And one drive for a team, for an offense, can just take forever if that's the case. It's a lot of, especially with the new hidden rules where they throw flags on people that haven't even like did helmet to helmet contact, and they still throw flags out there. So that still just take up so much time during the course of a football game. And as a viewer, as someone who's watching the game, you don't want to see the referees huddled up the whole entire time. Honestly, if you're watching the game, you want to see football. You want to see players hitting each other. You want to see catches or the ball being thrown, running backs running the ball. You're there. You're watching the whole entire program to watch athletes play football, not to see referees discuss what was a good call, what was a bad call. And I think sometimes people can focus too much on arguing whether something is a good or bad call instead of focusing on playing. And even the impact for players. That can really think about it. A quarterback, he's in his rhythm. He's drawing back, boom, first down. Draw back again, boom, 7-yard pass. Draw back again, boom, first down. And like he's getting in a rhythm, and then a flag call, and now it's just like slow the whole entire game down. It's like, man, he had the defense on his heels. The defense was getting tired, and damn it, they got to review a flag. That was obvious. And it's like, man, that kind of messed up the whole game. And a lot of times people can focus, or not so much players, but as fans, people can focus on whether something is a bad call or a good call, and they argue about it too much, and it eventually just takes away from the entire thing. Like, as an example, I'm a guy, if I'm playing, I'm going to reference this back to basketball, but if I'm a guy and I'm playing basketball at the gym and somebody's arguing about a bad call, I'm like, look, if it's y'all boy, or if I feel like he traveled and nobody else feel like it but people on my team, I'm going to just say whatever. Like, come on, I'm here to play the game. I just want to play the game. Like, I don't want to go back and forth about a call that could have went either way, and because it's going to take extra time. And as a player's perspective, that's how I've always been when I did play sports. I've just been like, man, like, come on, I don't care whether I'm thinking about the next play. I'm thinking about the next play. And I know there's guys out there on the field who's looking at it the same way, like, yeah, okay, it's 3rd down, and yeah, he might have got a flag, and it put him up 5 yards, but whatever. Give him the 5 yards, and we're going to get this stopped. Like, I'm thinking about the next play. I'm trying to move on and focus on what's better rather than just trying to argue and make something go my way and just take up so much time. Like, it's so time-consuming. I'm like, just let the guys play. Let them play, and nothing is worse than watching a football game, or even, I'll put it this way, watching a slow football game, because all football games aren't exciting, especially depending on the team that you're watching. Watching a football game that's slow already has commercials, timeouts, things like that. Nobody scored. It's been like sloppy football going on, and you just have to sit there and watch them review like every flag. Think about that. You can't tell me you won't fall asleep during a game like that. Especially if it's like a team, maybe not for people who got red zone because they always caught up on the football action with red zone. But those people who don't have NFL red zone, I think you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm sure you watched a game of football that was just pretty boring. Or you watched a game where teams were not doing anything at all. And if you watching a game and it's less play and more huddle from the referees, you falling asleep. Me personally, I'm knocked out. If I'm watching a game and it's just huddle of the referees, they reviewing every single thing, I'm going to sleep, man. Because it's already hard for me to watch a boring football game consistently, whether it's sloppy play or inconsistent play and nobody's really doing nothing. That's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. It's hard to keep my interest in watching the team. If it's not my team, if it's the Falcons, then I can probably, stay focused because I'm like, I need my team to pull off the win. But if it's not my team, I'm zoning out. I'm zoning out. They don't need to review the flags. They'll just slow the game down big time. It'll probably have a big effect on the players as well as the viewers. So I feel like people cry about it now because it technically didn't cause the Saints a game, but it changed the game. I'll put it that way because I don't think it caused them a game because it was something they could have did better, but it changed the game. I'll put it that way. That was a game changer. That flag was definitely a game changer. And because that happened, people look at it like we need to solve something right now. We need to make changes right now. But later on down the line, they'll get tired of it really, really quickly. Really quick. People don't want to see the referees huddled up all day on the sideline looking at them.